The markets have moved down, and Bitcoin specifically is down from 21.7 to $19,999 as I speak right now. It's obviously not a good position, and there's a lot of talk about if Bitcoin could drop lower, but I just want to put a few things into perspective, right? I mean, from this high to where we are right now, we're down by about 8%. It's taken about 4 days. This is a support level. Actually, the support level more specifically is at about 20.1, and we failed the support level. However, going a little bit past it never really is a major issue for me. I'm okay with it. Some people don't like it, but for me, if we are just slightly past the support level, I'm okay with it. One of the easy things that I might be looking at right now is just seeing that this sideways channel continues. I'm seeing a lot of fear across the space right now. People are not entertaining the idea that this market is going to be able to recover up. And you know what? I actually understand why. There is something really, really concerning right here on the S&P 500 that I must highlight to you guys. And it is, it's what we've, I mean, today is a Wednesday, right? The S&P 500 is still trading right now. What we ended up seeing was this big drop down where the market gapped down 3 times in a row. You guys will remember this if you've been subscribed to the YouTube channel, because I pointed it out to you right when it happened. We ended up falling down to this low at 36.42 roughly, and then made a rebound into this resistance area. From that point, if we now zoom in a little bit further, it's pretty clear, ladies and gents, that this resistance has actually, this area has actually offered resistance to the market. It was support in the past, so no surprise that it's being resistant now, only, a few weeks later, only, I don't know, like 2 months or not even that much later. Now we're seeing a little bit of a drawdown. And the thing is that if this ends up being just a temporary kind of blip where we, move up, retrace a little bit, and then continue moving up, we're good. That's fine. That's okay. But if this is a real capture of resistance and we're moving back down, again, I think things could get really, really bad. And the reason I'm looking at the stock market in particular is because I think that Bitcoin is actually tracing the stock market. I've been saying this for a while, that Bitcoin has a very strong correlation with the stock market. It's super obvious why. I don't know why Bitcoiners just don't accept this, but at the end of the day, for Bitcoin to move these days in terms of moving the market in any significant direction, up or down, you're generally going to need the firepower from conventional markets coming into Bitcoin, and if the S&P 500, which represents the stock market, is performing badly, I just don't think that investors are going to have enough of a risk appetite to enter Bitcoin. That's why this stuff is so important, and that's actually what concerns me about this Bitcoin price action. In a nutshell, in a vacuum, just this, drop down to the 20K range again, or even slightly below it, doesn't actually worry me too much. But seeing how the stock market is potentially in a position where this downtrend could be continuing, and the S&P 500 hasn't even found its significant support yet. You're going to know where those levels are if you've been watching this channel quite a bit. By the way, thank you all for smashing up the likes and showing your support on these videos as we're entering this bear market. I really do appreciate you all, and you guys know I'm not going anywhere. Now, the thing that I'm looking at is, and this is so bad, ladies and gents, I don't like seeing this, is, we did have this area of support. We did use it as support if you look at these wicks, but ever since we've fallen below it now, we have actually flipped it into resistance. So I don't know if it's going to be a problem for Bitcoin to rise higher now into that 21.7K range. At the end of the day, if there is any level of significant volume that enters the market, we're going to be able to rise higher. But right now, sentiment does seem pretty weak. And the thing is that if we do actually lose this level, if we do actually basically just fall below the low that we set earlier today, just a few hours ago, if we fall below this green line, I just don't see anything stopping Bitcoin from getting back down here. But if we do get back down here, I think this is just going to be a typical situation where you set a low, you recover, and then you sweep that low the next time you see it. And that's basically what I think would end up happening, pushing Bitcoin deep into the teens, down towards the $14,000, maybe even $11,000 range. Somewhere around there, because I'm just not seeing much support for Bitcoin right here, and that could actually just represent the next wave of blood in this market, which of course would be very, very concerning. Now, if we are able to muster a little bit more strength and rally higher, that's going to be absolutely phenomenal. That's going to mean that we've essentially painted right here a potential double bottom, and I would fully expect this resistance level to break. It was only a few days ago that a lot of the market seemed somewhat on board board with the idea of Bitcoin rising up towards that $28,000 range, and I'm still open to it until we do conclusively lose this area. But like I said, just being down here, really, really bad. I am going to be echoing what I've been hearing across the space today, because I mean, I think they've got a point. Dropping back down here this quickly, not a good sign. However, the collapse hasn't happened yet, and we are still floating more or less around that support level anyway, and so I am still very much looking at what might happen if we do end up making that recovery up anyway, and then potentially starting looking to target these levels much higher in the $20,000 range. Again, a little bit too early to talk about that, and there's big things standing in our way. There's big things standing in our way. This, honestly, not quite the nicest picture to be visualizing, but it's there, ladies and gents, and I'm not going to shy away from showing it to you. This 4-hour Ichimoku cloud is absolutely bloody enormous. Okay, from its widest point from bottom to top, this is a 22% resistance range. This is absolutely enormous, and it's already rejected the market 1, 2, 3 times over these last basically just 2 days. All right, so this cloud is serious. This cloud is offering a lot of resistance, and it stays much the same if we look at other time frames and so on. The picture actually doesn't get much better. Daily time frame, take a look at this. We didn't even hit the resistance yet. We did not even hit the resistance yet. And to me, that's actually just a sign that, we do need to rebound into the resistance range. That's generally my interpretation on these kind of situations. But just the fact that we couldn't even muster enough strength to do that, I mean, this isn't really even a V-shaped recovery. It kind of looked like a V-shaped recovery on the first day, because, well, it was a V-shaped recovery on the first day. But from that point onwards, the market really slowed down. And if you look at how quickly the market was moving down versus how slowly it was moving up, I don't know. I'm not liking those signs right there. I would have liked to see a stronger bounce that would have been, stuck to the market a little bit more. 4-hour time frame, we take a look at momentum, kind of evened out. We made it somewhat neutral, but we're now flipping back to bearish, ladies and gents. We are now flipping back to bearish. There's a lot of resistance on this chart, and the thing is because the market has now seen a little bit of a rebound and now traded sideways, these resistance levels have had a chance now to catch up to the market. We have had a chance now, but at first it looked kind of far away, hitting this Ichimoku cloud. If I replay the chart back to when we first started to bounce up, it didn't look like, we'd be able to hit this cloud so easily. This is the thing. We've let time play its course, and we have now been able to reach that resistance level. And that's happened with so many different indicators. These Ichimoku clouds, these EMA ribbons that I'm showing you, I love these indicators. I swear by them, and I've been using them for years and years. But at the end of the day, all indicators are going to show you something that's more or less the same. They are going to be showing you something that's more or less the same, especially if they're lagging indicators, which most indicators are. Obviously, there are some exceptions. There are time-based indicators. There are different styles of indicators altogether. But for the most part, they show you similar things. They tell you similar stories. And that's because the trend is moving in a very clear direction right now. They're all going to be bearish. But what I think is very, very important is understanding how we can get these price-based rebounds and we can get these time-based rebounds. And when you get a mix of the two, and then you start falling down to support levels when and really, ladies and gents, really, we have already, like I said, lost that support. It's actually getting a little bit worse just while I filmed this video. We're returning back close to the lows of the day. It actually looks like, if I zoom in really far, that we've entered some sort of a parallel channel of sorts, something that might look a little bit like this, but we are right at the bottom of it right now, even as I speak, having drawn this right now. So just not good signs across the board. And I think as soon as one of these floors collapse, perhaps the floor is just at our recent swing low, which is roughly 19,900, or potentially a smidge lower than that at about 19,800. But if we do manage to lose that floor, I just don't see anything other than floodgates opening up of sellers being very, very scared. Because, I mean, the thing is at the end of the day, I just don't think we'd have buyers. If we don't have buyers now, then what makes you think we'd have buyers $400 lower? I mean, it's fucking $20,000. If you're not buying now, I just don't think you'd be interested. Not until we go significantly lower, if we do. And so, if you don't have really a very high level of baseline demand, but supply starts suddenly increasing, because people are fearful and we're losing support and so on and so forth. I think that could be quite a problem for the market. And so that is something I'm keeping an eye on. Again, I think a lot of this is dependent on the S&P 500. The S&P 500 doesn't actually look this bad to me. I honestly feel like people are overreacting a little bit. It has a nice area of support yet. It's basically just support right here. It's basically kind of just moving into it right now. When does this market close? In 3 hours. You got 3 hours for the market to slide a little bit lower and then potentially capture some support in this range. This, I would say, is our final hope, right? If we're not actually able to find support in this prior kind of consolidation zone, if we're not able to find support here and move up, then yeah, I think we're retesting the low. And of course, in a downtrend like this, when you retest the low, it usually means you're going to break it. If you fall down to the prior low, you're in big trouble, right? I want to show you a few examples of this. Here is one low. The next time we tested it, we sweeped it. Here's another low. The next time we tested it, we sweeped it. Here's another low. The next time we tested it, we sweeped it. Very common pattern. The market doesn't actually get really second chances. I mean, you could call, you could say this or just generally this is the low, and then we did actually get a bounce off it. But ladies and gents, let's not bullshit ourselves. For the most part over here, when we set a low and then we revisit that low, we usually are sweeping it. And in this case, we didn't sweep that low by very much, and then we did our weird thing for a little bit, but obviously the end result was the same. We did end up losing that low. So I don't like revisiting lows in bear markets. I don't have faith in double bottoms. We're basically at that right now. The only reason I'm giving 20k a pass is because it's 20k. It's a very significant level technically and psychologically in this market. But for the most part, I mean, you're not throwing up green flags, Bitcoin. That's what I'm seeing right there. Obviously, depending on what this market ends up doing, I'm going to be looking at trading this in different ways. I'm going to be doing all of that on Bybit. And the thing with Bybit, I keep getting the numbers wrong. It's actually higher than I've been saying. The bonus that you're going to be getting with Bybit, I'm just waiting for this to load up because my connection, as usual, is horrible. It is real bear market vibes, ladies and gents, because I can't load up the damn exchange that I'm using. Bybit is offering a 4,000, something like 4,500. I don't even want to quote the number now because I might be getting it wrong, but yeah, there's no chance I'm going to be loading up this. Oh, there it is. Bybit is offering a, for you guys signing up using my link, roughly $4,500 completely free of charge. So go ahead and check it out. I am running on horrible Italian Wi-Fi right now. That's absolutely useless. It may as well be switched off. But that is not your problem, fortunately. So follow the link in the description. Get your $4,500 completely free of charge by signing up to my favorite exchange, and then following the steps you'll see around that sign up link. Of course, like I said, I am going to be trading this all on Bybit in this market. I don't even have the steps for VIP pulled up, but it's the first link in the description down below where you can join 𝗓𝗡lies VIP and watch how I'm going to be navigating these markets, because I've already got some things planned right now and VIPs will be informed of that. Also, we're running a 50% discount on VIP right now. That discount ends in the next couple of days. So if you want to take advantage of it, you now have a deadline. Make sure that you get inside at some of the lowest prices we've ever offered. Bitcoin is 70% below its all-time high, and VIP is priced in Bitcoin, which is now discounted 50%. You're getting a ridiculous deal. It's making some of the shitcoin losses look weak, because we have discounted VIP so much, and that is going to be coming to an end very soon. And we're also going to be readjusting prices because we are priced in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has dropped very low. So we do need to raise those Bitcoin prices as well. So you're getting it very cheap only for these next few days. Take advantage of it if you've been sitting on the sidelines waiting. There you go. Hope you have enjoyed this video. You know what to do. Hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that good stuff. Check out Bybit for your free $4,500. And I'll see you all in the next video. I honestly feel like this might not even upload, so let's see how this goes.